Welcome. In the previous video, we created a dynamic array library, and in this one, we are going to create a simple parser. Once again, we can begin by creating a parser.h file. Then we can add all of the boilerplate code, and we can import it right away. First, we need to define parser implementation, and then include parser.h. If we go to our parser.h file, we can include stdlib, assert, stdpool, string view, tokenizer, and dynamic array. Then we can type the struct ast, and create the ast struct. It is going to contain a kind and a value. For the kind, we are going to have an enum with string and end of file for now. And for the value, we are going to have a union with a string view for now. And we can create a constructor for our string value. Like we are already used to see, this is going to be a simple wrapper. Now we need to create a constructor for our ast, but in this case, this is going to allocate some memory. Since we need to allocate some memory in our ast_new function, we can use malloc and then assert the result is not equal to null. After that, we can assign both values and return the results. Finally, we can create our parser ast from tokens function. We are going to leave this function empty for now. And instead, we are going to begin by creating a parser parse expression. This function is going to parse an expression, so we can check if the tokens amount is greater than 0. If the tokens amount is equal to 0, then we return false, otherwise we check if the current token is a string. If the current token is a string, we can shift it from the tokens array, and then we can construct an ast string and assign it to the expression. After that, we can return true. If we were not able to parse a string, we can return false once again. As you can see, we have this new function, tokens_shift, and we can add it to our tokenizer.h file. This function is going to accept tokens, return the head, and leave the tail. This function implementation is going to check if the tokens count is greater than 0, otherwise it's going to return token end of file. Then it's going to store the result. It is going to decrement the count and increment the data pointer, and then return the result. To test things out, for now we can create a result and return it in the parser ast from tokens, and then call the parse expression function, making sure we check for an error. Now we can report an error if the tokens count is greater than 0, then we can show the location, otherwise we're just going to print it. Note that we are seeing two different macros, log format and log arg. We can create these two macros in the tokenizer.h file, and for the log format, we are just going to do this. The log argument is also going to be quite easy. Now in the main.c file, we can temporarily create a function called dump_ast. In this function, we are going to begin by adding the indentation, and then just print the correct ast given the ast kind, in this case string or end of file. Now we can delete this for loop, then call parser ast from tokens, and then call dump ast with an initial indentation of 0. If we run our script, you'll be able to see that we were not able to parse the identifier, but if we just place the string hello YouTube in our demo file, you can see that we get string hello YouTube. And this is how you can parse strings in C. In the next video, we are going to parse function calls.